Today we're talking about a document put out by the federal government that every car dealer in the nation is supposed to display on their vehicles. Some of the sleazy dealers don't, all the new franchise dealers do, but by law everyone should, and you should read it. What I'm talking about is the Federal Buyer's Guide, or the as-is statement as it's most commonly referred to. This is why car dealers don't get sued. And I every once in a while have somebody that will call you up, they want to MF you, they want to tell you that it's a lemon and there's a lemon law. Just to let you know, lemon laws only apply to new cars. They don't apply to used cars. Okay, I'll put one up on the screen here to show you, but this is the buyer guide, again, required by the federal government. Generally, it's going to list at the beginning the vehicle's VIN number, and then two big boxes that you can't really miss. One says as is, no dealer warranty. The other one says dealer warranty, and there are some options. If you are buying an as is car, it is as is. And what that means is when you leave that lot and that car breaks in half, you're going to need two tow trucks because you own both halves. So if you look at the back page of the Federal Buyer's Guide, it shows you some things that vehicles could possibly need when you're buying a used vehicle. It talks about your heating system, your cooling system, your brakes, your frame, your wheels, your tires, your electrical system, all those types of things. Now, I'm not saying that guys that sell cheap used cars or used car dealers in general are shady or shitty people. What I'm saying is a dealer cannot afford to fix every single thing that's wrong with the car. Like at my dealership, if it is something that is wearing, we don't usually replace it. If it is something that we see that is unsafe, that we replace. If we go through and make all these 20-year-old cars that have 200,000 miles look like new, run like new, and have no problems, we can't spend enough money to fix those cars and make any kind of profit. And the person looking for that $3,000 to $5,000 car, $3,000 to $5,000 car, probably isn't going to be able to find one. So take that in mind. Take the advice of the federal government. Bring someone with you that understands how cars work, or ask to take it to a shop and get it checked out. If the dealer doesn't want to let you take it off premises to get it checked out, it's probably a pretty good sign that it might not be the car for you. That's just a tip. Use it for what you want. If you don't have any mechanical know-how or very little, it's probably worth it to bring a friend along that knows how to look at cars and determine what it is. Also, keep in mind, when you're buying a 20-year-old car with 200,000 miles, there's going to be some problems with it. But let's take a look at this Federal Buyer's Guide. I just want to point out a few key things as to why sleazy dealers can sell these cars and they're not going to get in trouble. So the big takeaway from this document is two things. One, there is no warranty on a used car when it says as is, no warranty. The second thing is, if you read about 2/3 of the way down on that form, it says ask the dealer if your mechanic can inspect the vehicle on or off premises. I always encourage people at my lot, if they'd like to take it somewhere to get it checked out, I got nothing to hide. The car is going to sell no matter what. So for me as a dealer, I don't care. The question is not, is the car a good car or a bad car? What do I think of the car? It doesn't matter. The question is, with the things that this older used car might need, is it things that you can fix? So I always encourage my customers, take the car to get it checked out, or bring your brother-in-law, the mechanic, to the lot to look it over for you so that you know what you might be getting into when you're buying a used car. The thing is, I've done this hundreds of times, always doing the paperwork and telling people, we can stop right now if you'd like to go get it checked out. And I will bet you that maybe 3 out of 100 have actually gone and gotten it checked out. They're so excited. Somebody's selling them a car. They don't care what it says. They're going to sign it away. And then they're going to be unhappy if something happens later. So my best or worst example of the as-is buyer's guide is I sold a diesel truck to some dude years ago, and my ad said, it's a 6.0 diesel. I don't know anything about them. Probably needs some work. It's got like 250,000 miles. Feel free to bring your mechanic or take it to a shop. Well, the guy buys it, and a week later the engine blows up. I'm sorry. I mean, I really was sorry, but I'm sorry. It is as is. You didn't take it to get looked at. You were confident that you could work with it. So the guy's wife calls me up screaming that, we've ruined their life and they don't have money to go to Disneyland now, and that I'm going to be hearing from her attorney. My answer was pretty strict and straightforward. That is great. Make sure you send all the documents that your husband signed to your attorney and have him give me a call and we'll discuss it. Now the reality is people threaten, I'm going to sue you and I'm going to call you blah, blah, blah. It's usually the people on the lower income level buying the cheaper car. As a matter of fact, I've gotten the most hassle from people over the cheapest cars. People don't necessarily make a connection that the less you pay, most likely the less you're getting. So I say that to everybody that's buying used cars that are inexpensive, or even if they're expensive to you. There's nothing wrong with bringing a mechanic. There's nothing wrong with getting the car checked out, just so that you know what you might need to plan for in the future. So that's kind of my final point. As all dealers are required to have these things posted in their cars, a lot of times you'll buy a car on Marketplace or Craigslist. The guy will tell you he's a dealer, but you're not going to his lot to buy the car. And he's going to meet you at Starbucks, and all he has is a title and nothing else, and he wants to hand you that title and walk away. That's a sign you shouldn't buy that car. And here's why. Probably he is not the dealer. Probably he has a friend of a friend or something like that who is a dealer, and he's allowing him to buy on his license. So what will happen is he will hand you the title and you will never see him again. His friend that owns the dealership is not going to do anything about it because he didn't sell you the car. So-and-so did, and you're never going to find him. So if the guy is selling you a car, one, he should have all these documents for you, and there's several of them. Your application for title, your buyer's guide, your as-is statement thing, all those things at the dealership. Be aware if you're buying it on the curb from a guy who says he's a dealer. If you're buying a used car from a dealer or from an individual, it doesn't hurt to ask a mechanic to look it over for you before you purchase it. That's my 2 cents worth of advice for the day, folks. I appreciate y'all watching my video. I'd really appreciate a like, a subscribe, maybe a comment down below. Even if the comment is, dude, I can see your shining bald head from that light over you. Any of that would be just great. Thanks for watching.